Greetings, friends, pen people. My name is Drew. You are very much you, and I thank you for it. And these are new products currently available here at Fahrney'sPens.com. Because we're only a .com right now, we don't currently have an open store, but I will have a store update for you at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Plus, new products available now and upcoming products not yet available. We'll cover it all, and we're gonna do it now. Okay, before we get into all of this, I want to at least talk about the Caran Alpine Frost collection because it's a big collection. I don't have it all here because it's a lot of stuff and we don't have it all in stock right now because they've been selling really, really fast. I might do a whole video on it, but just to let you know, here's what we got. This year's annual edition is the Alpine Frost. It includes an 849 ballpoint and 849 pencil. Both of those are 5640. You can also get an Ecuador ballpoint gift set for $252, a Le Mans ballpoint for $540. You can get an A5 lined notebook for $1680. They've got a pencil sharpener for $285.20. And let me just tell you, a $285 pencil sharpener might sound insane. It once sounded insane to me, but they're actually pretty rad. I might do a whole video just on these pencil sharpeners because since working here, I've kind of discovered that there's a lot that goes into them. But anyway, more on that later. There's a bicolor pencil set for $33.20 and then some scented pencils for $34.80. So that's the whole collection. Again, it's a lot to get through, and if I included all of that in detail, this video would be way too long. So maybe another day, but it's available now. It's new, it's hot. Well, it's Alpine, so maybe it's not, but it's here. So, all right, let's jump into, let's go with the, yes, let's do this one. Scooch, scoot, 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 scoot. All right, chill, 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 chill. All right. The Monteverde MP1 is a pen I haven't yet talked about on video, but it has been making some waves since it came out. This one's called the Mermaid Tails, no wave pun intended, but look at that. It's got a mermaid upon it. That's cute. All right, so we've got a box, we've got a pen in the box. We're gonna take a look at it. So the MP1 is a demonstrator internal piston pen from Monteverde, and they are aluminum on the cap and the piston knob here. And as you can see, we've got some documentation here talking about how this knob actually locks. So that's probably the most fascinating aspect about this pen, but this Mermaid Tails pen specifically is fascinating because of its ombre, its gradient. So you've got a green to purple sort of vibe going on here. It's got some gunmetal hardware to accompany the aluminum accents here on the fore and aft, if we're going seafaring terms here. It says MP1 right there at the base of the cap, and it is limited. So you can see that there's 1999 of these being made. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact that Monteverde was founded in 1999. Ha! I'm actually pretty sure it does. So threaded closure there. You've got a, Monteverde nib made in Germany by Jovo. Pretty standard friction fit housing situation there. It does not have a removable grip section. This thing is all one part, but you can pull it out for ease of cleaning. And then it's got an internal piston. So these two dots right here line up when it is locked. And then to unlock it, you just twist something. Oh no, you pop it out, duh. Okay, you pop it out and then pop it in to lock it. It's a pop and lock situation. Out, operate, there we go. Double walled gasket there. And then when you're done, so it's not wobbling all around, you can kind of see right here where the little opening is, and you just pop it back in. It ain't going nowhere. So yeah, nothing too crazy. It posts, you can write with it. It's a pen, it's got a German steel nib, and it does have a bit of a faceted grip there for your ergonomics, if you enjoy that sort of thing. So it's a neat little pen. It is $60. This is the same price as the other less mermaidy versions, but it is available now. Again, it's limited, so get it while you can if you're feeling mermaidy. Next up is a pen from Diplomat. Now, there's a bit of a mystery here because I grabbed this one from the back and did not look at which version of the Diplomat Aero Funky it is. It might be a rollerball, it might be a ballpoint. Hey, it's a fountain pen. Thank goodness. Not thank goodness, they're all cool. They all are equally funky. But, I don't know, I'm a fountain pen nerd. All right, so right out of the gate, we see we've got that same standard metal Diplomat metal sleeve, which is always really cool. I didn't think they would continue with it as long as they have, but they've really stuck with it. It's definitely, no one else is doing this, so that's cool. And there is the funky Aero. They have done this funky finish in other models, but now they've got it on their Aero, which, as we know by now, is probably their most recognizable pen, or their most recognizable model within the Diplomat brand. It is somewhat dirigible shaped. We've seen it be fluted, we've seen it be smooth, we've seen it in a couple different modes, but now we're seeing it funkified. So we've got your Diplomat logo there at the top, nothing down there at the bottom, but we do have at least a little, you know, I don't know, a little additive of symmetry there to give it some uniformity, which I appreciate. And then there we go. We've got the nib also made in Germany, as is the rest of this pen, because Diplomat is a German brand. It is a Jowo nib, but it is pretty customized for Diplomat, so I wouldn't go as far as to say it is stock. It does not employ kind of the more traditional Jowo feed that we see on a lot of pens accompanied by a Jowo nib, so Diplomat definitely does have a heavier hand in getting their nibs produced. So just because they're made by Jowo doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same in all aspects as every other Jowo nib that you've used. So we've got a little O-ring there that makes this closure nice and tight. It is a cartridge converter pen. There you see the cartridge. And this finish is just really something to take in. And of course, the all-famous capping is always a delight. Diplomat does a really good job putting their pens together. And the Aero is probably their most popular for a reason. Germany there. It's a wild-looking pen. It looks really cool. And like I said, it does come in a couple of different modes. You've got the fountain pen here for $236. You've got a rollerball available for $228, and then a ballpoint for $220. And that is that. If you enjoy pens and you find that you are either funky and care to really just showcase your funkiness, or you might feel, like I do sometimes, that the funk is missing from your life and you need to provide yourself some additional funkitude, this pen will do it for you. I will guarantee that your life will be more funky if you purchase a funky Aero. How will you measure funkiness? How will I guarantee it? Unknown. But the fact is, it's a guarantee, so don't worry about it. Get funky with the Diplomat Aero. Okay, so now I want to talk about the Conklin 1898 Spectra Fusion. And this is a neat pen for a couple of reasons. Is it? Or is it just one reason? It's one reason, but it's a really, really big reason. Notable, very notable reason. That one did it much easier. All right, so these pens are employing a design aesthetic, tactic, process, all of the above, that I did not think I would see in a fountain pen. As you can see, these pens are wood and resin. So not only is this fascinating, but to me, it's fascinating because, I mean, I've seen this done, but I've seen this done not in pens. I've seen this done in pen holders, knife handles, things like that, not pens. And I did not think that with a fountain pen, it would come from a company like Conklin, who can more or less mass produce these. They're not like mass produced, they're a limited edition of 1898, but that's pretty much as mass produced as a lot of fountain pens get. I mean, it's a very niche hobby. I figured an independent maker would be doing this. So I am shocked, amazed, and appreciative that Conklin is bringing these to more or less a mass market, because it is a fascinating and beautiful process. And if you can make it work, it really, really creates something stunning. And they have done it. So you'll see that there's wood up at the top and the bottom of both the blue and the white pens. They've got two colors in a couple of different modes. They offer them in a steel nib fountain pen, a gold nib fountain pen, and a rollerball. So the fountain pen is $132, the rollerball is $124, and the 14 karat gold fountain pen is $412, which goes to show just how much you're paying for the gold nib. It's hundreds of dollars for that gold. So really puts into perspective how much, when you see a gold nib pen, you're paying for that nib. The fact that you've got two very different materials here, and I'm feeling this right now, there is no seam. I cannot feel anything. I get right there, I feel a little bit of bumpiness, but you can see that it's like, oh, I'm feeling the engraving. Okay, never mind. That's just the engraving. No, it's a very smooth pen. I'm just feeling the LE number, the LE data there. So really stunning. This is maple burl. So because it is a burl wood, you're getting a lot of detail and a lot of asymmetric beauty here. So every one of these is going to be different and unique. The trim ring of the Conklin 1898 series is actually really pretty as well. I really do love that. It's classy. You've got the crescent clip, which harkens back to Conklin's origins, having the crescent filler, which I believe was the first kind of automatically filling fountain pen invented, or something like that. Don't hold me to that, but it holds some sort of significance. So cartridge converter there. Kind of curious, what does it look like in there? Yeah, just resin. So it does not have any sort of sleeve in there. That is fascinating. Nice, easy spinning closure there too. So you've got this is the steel nib version. So you're gonna have that crescent breather hole there. I don't know if this is gonna post. I mean, it does. It's a little, chunky on the back, but it can be done. Lovely pen, really lovely pen. And like I mentioned, the steel nib fountain pen is $132. That's kind of nuts. Is it really? This is not a PR stunt. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. $132. That is remarkably affordable given what is going on here. So I expect these things to move quickly. Maybe not the 14K, because again, it's very expensive, but really putting a gold nib on here actually, I think, matches the complexity of the process. So I would like a 14 nib on here, but 14K nib. But yeah, this is a steal. It really is. Unless these things self-destruct after a week, which I don't think they will blow up or melt or disintegrate, they feel solid. The build feels good. Like it really does feel good. I don't know what I can do to kind of just illustrate that these things feel really solid, but I don't know, just I don't know. Feel this. It doesn't feel like an economy price pen. It definitely feels like a good deal for $132. So that's the Conklin Spectra Fusion. I anticipate these will move quickly, so I would snag one if you happen to be as interested and excited as I am, because I knew these were coming. I knew they were going to look cool, but I also had a little bit of skepticism just because I know it's a complicated process to get this done, but they're here, they're available, and they're yours if you want one. All right, next up, let's talk about these. And I've got some feelings about these pens. This is the Pilot Prera, but not the Pilot Prera that you probably already know. This is a new collection of the Pilot Prera, and already we can see that they are differently packaged than the Prera has been. They're not in the black clamshell case anymore. We've got sort of a mustardy brown motif here, and it works. It looks kind of vintagey, kind of classic, little, you know, I don't know, mid-century-ish perhaps, but the Prera here is presented similarly to the Kakuno, and that makes a lot of sense. It is the same nib. It's a great steel nib that Pilot has on these pens. It works phenomenally well. It's reliable. The capping sensation on the Prera is fantastic. I'm not going to open these because you can't really put them back together. But I've always thought that at $64, the Prera gets put in sort of a negative space because it is the same nib as the Kakuno, the Metropolitan, and the Explorer, all of which hover under the $30 price point, and this up above 60. For the same writing experience, it's like, oh man, how can you make a case for the Prera? And when I saw these colors coming out, I'm like, there you go. Apart from the demonstrator colors that these have been known for, this classes it up a little bit. Nice opaque colors, they just look more professional, and it gives you that same good writing experience, but with a little bit more of a prestigious element to it, perhaps. And then the packaging, I'm like, why are you trying to make it look like a Kakuno? This deserves to be an elevated version of these pens, and this packaging just does not elevate it. Don't get me wrong, I love the colors. The brown mustard, I'm all about that. I dig that. And this is a great gift pen. So, and I see what they're doing. They've got the information here. It looks good. It's a great gifty pen, just like the Kakuno is, but it is multiple times the price of the Kakuno for the same writing experience. So I'm a little bit torn. I love the teal. I love the yellow. I love the white. The brown isn't brown enough for me, but I'm very picky about my browns. This is more of a maroon brown. I mean, I'll take it, but I so badly want the Prera to succeed wildly because I think it's a great pen. The capping is just a nice, ooh, love it. The packaging, I don't want them to make it look like a Kakuno because buy a Kakuno, it's like 15 bucks. This is 60. So I don't know, Prera, you're not disappointing me, Prera, but I think that I want you to be more. I want you to be more. You need to believe in yourself a little bit more. You know, go back to the closet, put on a different outfit. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, these are available now. They do make fantastic gifts. If you did want to buy somebody a fantastic steel nib Japanese fountain pen that didn't feel like that doesn't feel plasticky or cheap, the Prera definitely does not feel that way. It feels like a solid pen and gives you a great writing experience. So these still provide that. And to be fair, nice friendly instructions on the back are actually really helpful and do make it probably a better gift item in this current packaging than it has been. So credit where credit's due. I like what they're doing. I like the vibe. I don't know. I guess I have mixed feelings about it, but the colors are solid. I'm glad they're here. Hopefully you are too. They're available now. Boom. Okay, next up I want to talk about some sailor pens. These are Pro Gear Slim models. 1, 2, 3, 4 precisely, and they immediately strike me because I'm speechless because these look so incredible. I've never seen a collection of Pro Gear or any sailors look this beautiful. I've seen some, interesting limiteds, exclusives, but for a wide release like this, these are stunning. All right, this is the Waka Poetry Collection, and you might notice there's one for every season. I am just enthralled by the design on these, and of course, it has meaning as well. Each of these represents a season and has a poem on the barrel itself about the season. Waka poetry is known for concise but very meaningful wording, usually conveying the change of seasons or love, things like that. And we've got winter, spring, fall, and autumn here. Let's start with summer here. This one has they all have poems. I'll let you know what the poem says if it strikes you as meaningful. This one says, "Before the night truly begins, summer has already given way to dawn. Where among the clouds is the moon now resting? That's lovely. So the Pro Gear Slims are going to have a gold nib. It's going to be a 14 karat gold nib. You can see right there. We've seen that before. It's a cartridge converter pen, but really the barrel is what we're all here for. Moving on to Autumn here, this one is my favorite, and how the Sailor has now twice got me to fall in love with 2 yellow pens, which are not usually my style, but between this one and the Nuts, I just, I dig them. So this one says, deep in the remote mountains, hearing a deer cry while stepping through fallen maple leaves, fills one. This is a pretty pen. This is a very pretty pen. All right, moving on to winter. Boom, a very wintry color. And this one, you got some cranes, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, with each passing year's end, the snow falls heavier, and so does the sense of growing older within me. There we go. A little existentialism on your pen there. All right, finally, spring. And this one has some cherry blossoms on it. And this one says, it is a spring day with soft sunlight, yet why are the cherry blossoms so restless and falling? So these are all going to be $360, but sometimes Sailor prices don't make a lot of sense. We've seen it. Sometimes you're like, okay, there's some stuff here. I think this is one of those pens where you say, there's some stuff here. That's up to you though. If the seasonal aspect is appealing to you, if the poetry is appealing to you, or if you just think they're pretty, here they are. Waka Poetry, Sailor Pro Gear Slim, available now. All right, that is it for what's new now and available. I do want to tell you about one pen that has yet to arrive that has got me excited. Lamy is coming out with a new CP1, and I like the CP1. The fountain pen CP1 is an old favorite of mine. At the time, it was actually my most expensive pen I ever bought. I crossed that $50 price point, which now seems pretty different, but I dig it. It's super narrow. It's a very thin pen, but now they're coming out with one in aquamarine, as you can see. I should have mentioned that earlier. I just don't know. It's going to come out in all the modes, rollerball, pencil, ballpoint, fountain pen. And I love the color. I think this aluminum aquamarine tealiness is pretty, but I think that the CP1 is a very divisive pen. And I'd love to know what you think about the CP1. I dig it. I think I will probably grab one because I actually gave away my CP1 a while ago. Because I had been gifted some pens. I'm like, I need to start gifting some of my pens. So it was kind of like a pay it forward sort of thing. So I've actually parted ways with a good amount of my pens, trying to just balance the scale. So this is one I actually gave away. So I might kind of reintroduce one to my collection, but I've heard some strong opinions about the CP1. I think a lot of people think that they're a little too narrow, but I'm really curious about how this one does. I'm excited about it, I think. Let me know what you think, and eventually we will see. I'll get it in person here pretty soon. All right, additionally, apart from new products, I was able to get to our new store, what will be our new store today, actually. So I'll show you some pictures here. It's a mess. It's a total mess, but it's both cleaner and messier than last time I saw it because they have added some drywall. They are tidying up some things in the walls and the ceiling. They pulled down all the old lights. There were some pendant lights and some old cans, so they got all that down. The ceiling's all nice and patched up. So progress is absolutely being made. It's happening. We're moving forward. The Willard has been very, very awesome to deal with this whole time. I couldn't be more excited that that's going to be our new home, and the folks that are working at the Willard have been nothing short of delightful. So going forward, just the relationship there is fantastic. So all good things. It's slow, but it's going. So again, thank you so much for your patience while we continue to move this thing forward. All right, as always, I will include links to all of these items in the description below so you can click on them, visit farneyspens.com, and make a purchase if you would like to. If you do that, please accept my gratitude. If you don't do that and you've actually watched it this far into the video, please also accept my gratitude. Thank you again for everything you do. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.